Welcome to take two, our local Littledata, and we're here on Santa Monica Beach. You can just about see the pier behind me, and might see a few surfers going by as we do it. So, bit of a different location, but this week we're going to talk about calculated metrics. So I want to explain, this is a new feature rolled out with Google Analytics this month. I want to explain what calculated metrics are, why you might use them, and how you can use them. So first of all, what are they? So Google, the challenge has been that there's lots of different metrics that are captured by default in Google Analytics, but there's always another thing we want to do, another ratio. And so calculated metrics allows you to pre-calculate a metric natively in Google Analytics. You don't have to use a spreadsheet that can then be added to your reports or explorations. So it's a way of Google adding flexibility without adding lots of complexity for the average user. Couple of things to point out. So you're limited to 5 different custom metrics in the free version of Google Analytics. You can get more with the paid version. And there are already quite a lot of calculated metrics that Google has for you. So you're not going to have to do everything via this method. So let me just explain what I mean by that. So yeah, let's go to our Google Analytics test tool. And to see calculated metrics, we go here under custom definitions, and you can see we have some custom metrics we've already added. So these are things that are actually measured natively in Google Analytics, but not available in the reporting, things like shipping and tax, unless you add them. And then you have a third tab here, calculated metrics. So calculated metrics, I had a few examples in there already, and this is where you can figure it. So let's take a look at the first one here, which is the cart to checkout rate. So what I wanted to define here is basically of the adds to cart, how many of them check out. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the number of checkouts, a smaller number, and dividing it by adds to basket. And you can see here that I've defined the formula here, checkouts divided by / adds to basket. Very simple, and it's a standard unit of measure. It's not time or currency. It's just it's a ratio. So that's one thing you might want to do. Now, the interesting thing is here there are actually standard like pre-calculated metrics. So, for example, average revenue per user already pre-calculated for you, purchase conversion, crash-free user rates, event count per user. These are all things that you don't actually need to calculate. Now, some of them, annoyingly, you need to add as a custom definition here before you can use them. So I'll show you what I mean by that in a moment. But just to while we're here, so I've added my 3 here. Let's just show you how you could add another one. In fact, I'm gonna redo this one so you can archive a metric that you don't need, and it'll just say that it's affecting reporting. They'll be invalidated. So I can just create a calculated metric here. I can name it scroll users adding to carts, and then again, what I'm doing is adds to baskets. It's might have renamed that in my UI. That's interesting. Basket is obviously the the UK term for it. In the US, it's adds to cart, and divided by scrolled users. Now, there are unfortunately quite a lot of limitations here when you want to build calculated metrics. So the key thing is scope. You can only divide one scope metric by a metric of the same scope. I'll show you what I mean here if we do items. So if you have an item scope amount, like items added to cart, I can only divide that by other item scope metrics. So you can't, for example, do like average price of the cart, because there's a user scope metric there with an item scope metric. So that's a little bit annoying, but that's understandable from a calculation perspective. Right, so that's my calculated metrics. How do I go and use them? So what I go and do is let's just show you an exploration here. I'm just going to pick one I was playing with earlier, and I would let's just go to this. So I can just, when I click plus on the metrics here, you'll see there's 3 tabs at the top. I'm going to go to custom, and these are including my custom metrics, but also my calculator metrics. Google adds some more. So the fact I can't select some of them is depending on the dimensions I've tried. So again, a scope thing, I can only report on some metrics by hit scope dimensions. But a refund ratio I can do here by default channel group and calculate that. If I get rid of this dimension, get rid of that, and then it should allow me to select some of the other custom metrics here. It does. So I can, for example, look at cart to checkout rate and import that. And then I need I think I need a session level dimension here. So let's just do session campaign. And then I'm going to add that to rows. Do that. And then I'm going to add that to there. And now I can actually look at my session cart checkout rate by the campaigns that I have. Okay, so that's calculated metrics in a nutshell. When do you need to use it? Well, if there's an e-commerce dimension, particularly things like add to cart to checkout, view to cart, these are not standard things that are in the Google Analytics list. However, I would draw attention, there are quite a lot of ones that are standard, so you don't need to use your custom slots for everything. If you look on here on the revenue, for example, there are loads of these average daily revenue, average purchase revenue, average revenue per user, or average revenue per paying customer. These are all pre-calculated, so they don't count towards, you don't need to go and define them yourself. They're just out of the box. Yep, I think that's all we need to cover this week. We'll be back next week with a bit more on how to use BigQuery. One of the topics that's been coming up this week is that people wanting, as they get into peak season, to have real time, or not real time, but like hour by hour reporting, and certainly they want to have like the previous day's reporting. Challenge there with Google Analytics 4 is it's a bit laggy. So one of the things we'll be looking at more is how you can get around that problem of data latency using BigQuery and Looker Studio. Look forward to seeing you all next week. Bye.